the other day. Why choose Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse over Hard 2?
Well, when we decided that we was going to sit down and do an album together, you know, the only thing we could think of was, damn, man, this Slaughterhouse shit was beautiful. But we just couldn't get it off the ground again.
That was the biggest thing them two ever did.
Let's write about it. Because it's always on our minds. It's something that gives us low vibes. We get off the phone feeling bad. Let's turn that negative into a positive. Let's talk about it. Let's tell the fans this story about how it all went down. Let's give closure to them on
all
the fact
about
that,
music therapy.
You know, we could have just left it floating in the air and just never would have came back, and that's it. But like I said, I'm an artist. I write about the things that I go through, and this is something that I went through.
Crazy.
And that's people like, y'all trying to do this for a bag, or y'all, you know, that's fake narrative right there. That's fake news. That big old bag I had on the table disappeared when them two guys said they didn't want to do it. It was gone.
Hey, Crook, I just wanted to ask if after a while, after time passes, would you leave the door open for a possible reunion?
Damn, dog.
You know why I won't do it?
Because
that shit is heavy baggage, my brother. It's heavy baggage. At some point, you gotta have self-care. At some point, you gotta say, you know what? I don't want to open that door again because it was bullshit going on in there that I don't want to go through it again. Ooh. You know what I mean? It's crazy to fly from California to Detroit in the middle of the winter when everybody has scheduled on their calendars that we're going to meet up and make music. And then you get there and Joe never show up. And then I called Joel and like, yo, why you ain't here, bro? I'm here. I'm in heaven right now. Man, I talked to Joe. He said he wasn't showing up. So if he ain't showing up, I figure, why am I getting on the plane? Because, you know, it ain't going to be Slaughterhouse. So now me and Royce are down there making songs together. Ended up with 10 joints that's sitting in his hard drive. You know what I mean? And we made these songs to, guess what? To pitch to the other two. Like, well, fuck it. Even though they didn't show up, even though I left Cali, even though I'm be out here for a week or two, let's make something of it, put some music together and send to them guys. We still thinking about the squad. That's where that song comic book comes from that Royce previewed on his IG. There's only my verse and his verse on there. And when you think about a reunion, it's like, dog, I just need to move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just need to get out of here. I don't want to reunite. I don't want to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to leave it where it's at and keep moving because there ain't gonna be no reunion, dude. Like I said the other day, March 27, 2020, I was laying in the hospital with wires connected to me. And that day I knew I can't wait on nothing in life. All my dreams and goals, aspirations, I got to go get them because life ain't promised. And it ain't like we all 20 years old around here no more. You know what I'm saying? So why spend time and energy on something and then people get on their IG live and pretend that everything that I did was nothing and pretend it was meaningless.
Unless Tony calls with that bag.
I can't deal with that, my brother. I don't want to put myself through that again, man. Self-care, bro. We all see the memes, protect your energy, but when somebody starts really protecting their energy, it's a problem.
Got love for all of them, man.
I appreciate you.
I got I need a feedback from you, and I got a question. Feedback is, I ran across a Twitter handler that supposedly does AR under DJ Premier, and he brought up that PR Mind was actually originally for Slaughterhouse. Royce pitched it out, but a couple of the members of the group did not want to move forward. There was some complication, and also it was somewhere in the article that Royce himself brought it up. Can you speak on that? And the next question is, if it wasn't for this whole shade deal that Joe wasn't filming do you think it would have been another outcome of this whole situation?
Well, on the first thing, you know, when Royce hooked up with Premier, I do vaguely remember him saying something about he wanted, you know, to do an EP with Premier, Slaughterhouse and Premier. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I was still drinking at the time. You know what I mean? So, when you tell me things and I'm halfway through a bottle of Jameson, ain't no telling what's going to happen. But not to make any excuses, I know myself. Anytime they ever asked me to rap, I rapped. Whether it was on Joe shit, whether it was on Royce shit, whether it was on Joel shit, I'm on all they shit damn near. I'm on all they mixtapes damn near. You know, whenever they invited me to the booth, I rap. So if that was the case, I can't sit here and say it was me. It might have been. I might have been like, nah, I think we should do this right now. Who knows? You know what I mean? But the problem is things are presented without being fully. You don't get all the details. You know what I mean? Like, if you give me the details, like, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this EP with DJ Premier. It's going to come out under this umbrella over here, and we're going to go and tour it out. And you give me the plan. It's like, okay, I can run with the plan. You know, nothing was really brought to me on that type of level that I can remember. You know what I mean? So, and then when it comes to the Shady deal, Joe checked out of the Shady deal way before. He checked out of the Shady deal like super, super early and without telling us. So mentally, he was gone. We didn't know it though, because he's still in the studio recording Glass House. So he was already mentally not in the group or with Shady in his mind with Glass House. And this is something that me and him discussed on the pull-up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, yo, when I signed that contract with Shady, I already knew I wasn't going to give him more than one project. And I said, well, why didn't you tell us? Because if you would have told us that you wasn't going to give him more than one project, we could have all sat down and said, okay, so now what are we doing here? But he didn't say nothing. We recorded a lot of music. We tried to, you know, after the Glass House kept getting pushed to the back, we kept trying to get it, you know, hey, we'll do Glass House. Royce even called Paul, like, listen, we could finish the whole Glass House at Heaven and, you know, we can make this happen and such, yada, yada. But that was after Joe got on Everyday Struggle and said what he said about M. So at that point, Shady was kind of like, we don't really want to work with that guy. We can't trust him. And, you know, finally, after years went by, Joe revealed to us that he's not doing nothing on Shady, right? So my whole thing is, you could have told us that way earlier, and I think that's one of the reasons why the pull-up episode never came out, because I questioned him on that. Like, yo, you signed a contract, and then you saying that you didn't plan on honoring that contract. The day you dropped your signature, you already knew you wasn't going to honor that contract. You didn't tell us, so we don't know what's going on. And then I told him, you out here right now to do a deal with Puffy for Revolt. You think you need to be on camera talking about you don't honor contracts right now? And you're in LA to do a contract with Puffy for Revolt? What you think Puff gonna do? How you think he gonna feel when he look at this?
I'm surprised anybody wants to do business with the dude at this point, if they ever do in the future. He's a scary dude to enter a joint business venture with. Just his track history.
It's very tough, man. It's very tough. And, you know, people like, oh, that's him being him, whatever, cool. It's all about what we're willing to tolerate. In this point in my life, I'm trying to move into spaces with people with positive energy.
Right.
What's up, everybody? Danny back again with the